Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mathenza here, and today I thought I'd bring us another storytime gameplay. Now, it's not gonna be me that's telling you guys a story, sadly, because I'm out doing some busy stuff, and I thought I'd give my girlfriend a chance to get into this, and she's gonna come out in further future videos. So, if you guys do enjoy the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, guys, peace out.
Hey there, everybody. My name is Avalina. I'm filling in for Mathenza for right now. I'm here to bring you guys a storytime and gameplay. The storytime's going to be a little bit different because it is one of my stories and not one of his. This story goes back to my freshman year, in 2012. It it deals with one of my very old friends, and sadly we're not friends anymore. But back when we were friends, I was very protective of her because she was a very sensitive person and I didn't like seeing her get hurt. Well, in this story, there was this guy that she had a very, very, very big crush on. She had a crush on him for around 3 months before he started talking to her. And he spoke nothing but Spanish, so I had to do what I could to get them to start talking. I had, I just so happened to have a Spanish class with him because, his way of speaking Spanish wasn't by, our standard per se. So he couldn't just take the course and test out. So, he had to go through the course and take the test, go by our standards. Well, anyways, in one of our Spanish classes, I used the help of one of his friends to speak to him and tell him, like, hey, one of my friends has a crush on you. She'd like to start speaking with you. And. So I got his number and I gave it to her. And for a good solid 2 months, nonstop, day and night, they would text each other. They would flirt with each other. And every time I would see him in class, he would be smiling at his phone like a goofball, and every time I would see her, she'd be texting him. Well, one day at lunch, she was texting him as usual, and he had the lunch shift right after us. They were planning on meeting up and going into one of the stairwells, for something. And this group of girls came up, and I recognized them right away because they were all soccer players. He was a soccer player. Everybody, that spoke only Spanish, was in soccer. It just so happened to be that way. So they came up and they were basically talking to my friend, telling her it's not a good idea to talk to him because he's not genuinely interested in you. And when people are faced with evidence like that, they tend to not believe it at first. So they showed her text messages of him sending them messages about how he really didn't like her and that he was basically looking for a quick hookup. So when I saw that, it infuriated me because I'm over here setting her up with a guy that she really liked. And here he is playing around with her like he just didn't, no consideration for her feelings at all. And it made me feel horrible because I'm over here setting her up with him, and I felt like I was supposed to be protecting her. So when the lunch shift ended, I went on a hunt for this guy and I was ready to fight. I was, when I saw him, I literally pushed his friends out of the way, got into his face, and I was in his face enough to where he was against the wall and his hands were up because he knew that I was upset. I mean, he was laughing it off like it was a joke, but he knew that I was genuinely infuriated. But I didn't get to do anything because it got to the counselor, and basically she just talked to him and talked to my friend and said that, whatever's going on needs to stop because nobody's going to be happy in this situation and nobody needs to get hurt because this counselor and I were kind of close and she already knew how I was. And she wasn't about to stop me from what I was going to do. She was just going to diffuse the situation before anything had a chance to start. So that was the end of that. And ever since then, that was my main reason for leaving my old high school in the first place. I was not about to deal with something like that again, and nobody else is going to be worth my time if they're not willing to put in an effort for me. I put in way too much effort for everybody else, and it was just time for me to stop. Well, anyways, that's the end of the story. I hope you guys liked it. Please like, share, and subscribe. Share this with your friends, and I hope you did enjoy this video. Please come back for future story time and gameplays, and I'll see you next time. Bye!